Greetings, chat. I think my troll will die during this stream because my phone battery is at 20%. I forgot to recharge it, so my wife used the phone. It's the nightmare, when the wife comes up and it's like, can I use your phone? It's like, why? Mine doesn't have any more minutes. Like the subscription is up. And it's like, oh, God, okay, fine. And she didn't charge it. So, anyway, we're going to talk about the Pope today. I've noticed that when I talk about religion, my videos barely get any views. And I don't think that this is because people do not care about the news that I bring them. I definitely think that YouTube is suppressing Christianity. It's very interesting. But I will talk about Christianity right now. This one is actually a W, right? So, like, the Pope managed to score a win, despite the fact that many journalists are horrified, and even the Vatican itself is horrified. So, Pope Leo has visited Turkey, and he entered the mosque and refused to pray in the mosque. And this is, like, devastating for the global homos. It's like, how did we fail at subjugating Christianity? Like, the Pope should bend in front of Allah. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the Pope entering the mosque, because I saw a couple of Protestants on Twitter not understanding why the Pope has entered the mosque. There are many mosques in Europe, but there's also churches in Turkey. Like, did people not know this? Right? In 2026, this is normal. It's like a mutual relationship, right? Europe has mosques and Turkey has churches. The Ottoman Empire, which Turkey comes from, was actually very tolerant. It was tolerant of Christianity compared to other places. And so they did allow churches with severe restrictions, like, for example, the doors had to be closed so that it doesn't, like the site of Christianity doesn't offend the pious Muslims. You weren't allowed to ring bells in order to confuse Muslims with your religious nonsense. But Christians were actually allowed to practice Christianity in the Ottoman Empire, while Muslims, in most cases, weren't allowed to practice Muslimia in Europe unless they conquered lands, like the Moors did in Spain. And so, like, what I'm trying to say is that there's a history of Catholicism in Turkey. And the Pope visiting Turkey makes sense because there's a Christian community over there. And him entering a mosque just means that he's being respectful, right? And he has to be respectful if he wants the Turkish government to continue treating the Christians fairly. In fact, to be fair, I haven't heard of Christians getting persecuted in Turkey, right? Not all Muslims are the same. I know. Some of them are different. Turkey has never, I can't say like has never. Turkey has persecuted Christians far less than most other Muslim nations, all right? Let's put it like this. And so maintaining good relationships makes sense. But what does maintaining good relationships mean? Well, it means the Pope taking off his shoes before entering a mosque, right? Like, there's no heresy in this. You're simply respecting the culture of a different group of people, right? Just like they're respecting your Christian churches. But praying in a mosque is a big ask, like the symbolism, the fact that the Pope is the head of the Catholic Church, and, well, maybe he genuinely doesn't believe in Allah, right? Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So the Vatican was upset because they already drafted a PR spokes thing for the press, right? A PR press statement where they basically said that the Pope has prayed in a mosque. He didn't. The Pope did not visit Hagia Sophia, which is also very interesting. And other than that, like, everything went well. The leftists and the Protestants, they're upset. The Protestants is like, why did he enter the mosque? And the leftists, why didn't he pray? Well, it is what it is. Hagia Sophia is actually an interesting one. So, the Byzantium didn't fall, right? Like, the Roman Empire, it had two the Roman Empire basically grew so fucking large that administrating it with one emperor became impossible, right? And there you go. Like now my troll is gone. The Roman Empire became so large that administrating it became impossible. And so they had two emperors, like the Eastern Roman Emperor and the Western Roman Emperor. And eventually the West falls, but the East never falls. Like the East manages to continue for another 1,000 years. And so they had the capital in Constantinople, and they built one of the greatest churches in the medieval time, the Hagia Sophia. Now, because the Fourth Crusade, which was led by Pope Innocent, accidentally sacked Constantinople, oopsie, and they basically raped the nuns and pillaged Constantinople of all the relics, and they installed some really bad emperors over there. That kind of completely fucked the Eastern Roman Empire. Like, they never recovered from that. And eventually they got conquered by the Turks. And the Turks started using gunpowder. The Byzantines had no answer to it. Anyway, once the Ottoman Empire conquered the Byzantines, eventually they turned the Hagia Sophia into a mosque. Right? And I assume, like, this is why the Pope didn't want to visit there, because it's an insult to Christianity, basically. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. There was someone at the door. But yeah, so now you probably know the symbolism of the Pope's visit into Turkey. SRC Baker, I totally forgot you Europeans don't do the monthly subscription thing like we do in the States. Can't you top up your phone online? Wait, you can, but she's just lazy. And so I just have to give her my phone for like 5 or 10 minutes until she does. This Pope believes in Allah. He does not believe in the Christian God, the one and only God. He has done nothing good for Christians and has always backed Muslims over Christians. I don't know about the current Pope. I mean, he just recently got into office, right? The previous one, yeah, like the previous one has done a lot for Muslims. The current one, I don't know. He is probably still a global hobo, right? Like, he is still big borders, open borders, environmentalist issues. He's actually a little bit smaller on the LGBTQ question. Like, he is fine with that, but with this one, yeah. He's also American. Isn't he from New York, though? Like, isn't he, like, pro-Democrat? Anyway, right, so, that's what happened with the current Pope. Let's talk a little bit about the United States corpse camping the supreme leaders of Iran. So this actually happened, and it's very oboshiroi. They elected a new supreme leader, and apparently he lasted less than 7 hours, and they killed him again. I think like they already did this with their top generals when Israel was attacking Iran. Like, this is a tactic. I think like what they're basically trying to do is to destabilize and terrorize the regime in order to get the local people to rise up. I think like this is the tactic that they're going with, right? Like the United States and Israel, they stated they want regime change in Iran. I understand that Ben Shapiro was masturbating vigorously. But basically, they don't want to send American troops there, right? Iran already has around 30%, if not more, disgruntled people that are dissatisfied with the current regime. And so if the regime is being viewed as weak, if the moment the supreme leader manages to ascend, he is drone striked, then it does raise the question of the people. It's like, well, number one, like, can these guys protect us? And number two, why do we put up with their shit? This is the idea of legitimacy, right? Why do tyrannical governments manage to keep control of their people? Why do people put up with communism? Why do people put up with monarchy, with absolute monarchy? It's because of legitimacy, right? And legitimacy means the simple question, like, why do we put up with this shit? And usually you put up with this shit, well, because he protects you from the Americans, or because he manages to maintain order, or because he manages to keep the trains running on time. When a government fails to do this, you have a revolution. And this is true throughout human history. And so, like, constantly drone striking the supreme leader is not that they have anything personal against him. Like, he may have been a very nice guy, I don't know. But it's a tactic, right? So we'll see. Apparently they want to come up with a new one. I assume like they're in a very difficult position, right? Because if you come up with a new supreme leader and you don't show him to the public, you just keep him in a bunker and you make sure that no one sees him and he's safe, that doesn't inspire a lot of strength into the regime, right? And so if you do elect one and you don't keep him in a bunker and he gets drone striked, yeah, like Iran is placed in a lose-lose type of situation. Fake news V, not confirmed dead and not appointed as supreme leader, just inherited head of faith position. Iran have some transitional council. I don't know, I'll have to look it up because I don't think it's fake news. I think I saw it in the New York Times, right? So if it's fake news, then the New York Times has misled me. Which, I'm not putting it beyond any possibility. It's just that it's the New York Times, right? Like, if you're telling me I can't believe that, it's like, holy shit. Aloha Snackbar. By the way, speaking of this, Hassan Piker did another oopsie. And again, like, this guy just survives anything. I still believe he is the vizier of the desert. The genie has granted him the wish to blackmail the CEO of Twitch, because he gets away with shit that I wouldn't imagine being able to get away with. So, Hassan Piker basically said, and this is like, again, regarding Iran, which apparently he is very tightly, shows a tight degree of affection towards. He said that they don't have to suicide bomb anymore because drone strikes exist. So, like, suicide drones exist, and so he's basically... Like, Hassan Piker is trying to train the new generation of online terrorists in advanced tactics of warfare, I guess. It's fucking insane. Like, no one that I know would manage to say that shit without getting at least a knock on the door from the FBI. Like, that is fucking insane, right? But yet, he did say it. I don't know if he's going to get banned or anything. To be fair, though, I mean, it's not like terrorists haven't figured it out, you know, but still... Especially now, right? Like, especially when you have, like, tensions that are high, what's happening in the Middle East right now, and the German Prime Minister has become a far-right extremist by suggesting that the good old migrants that come into Europe are, some of them may have terrorist cells, right? Which is pretty much what everyone was saying up until now. And like, you know that's happening, and then you have Hassan Piker, which has, like, millions of subscribers, basically issuing these very interesting suggestions. They need to not announce the new Ayatollah, otherwise the drones intensify. Well, yeah, but like, here's the problem. Like, the whole reason you have an Ayatollah is because he has to be visible, right? You can't have an Ayatollah that's a coward. It just, like, demoralizes. Like, you bet. Like, let me put it this way. It's actually best not to elect one than to elect one that you keep hidden, you know? For your information, if you're an Iranian in Turkey and they find out you're against the Islamic regime in Iran, they will hand you over to the IRGC. Is Turkey and Iran allies? Like, I didn't know about that. Okay, I never knew about the politics that Turkey has with Iran. I know that Turkey is in NATO, and I assume that because Turkey is in NATO, they're actually not very happy with Iran. So, like, why would they hand you to the IRGC? Like, that's very interesting. What do they get in return? Like, does Iran give something to Turkey if they, you know, like, do they have a tit for tat? Yeah, I genuinely didn't know that. Like, I know some of the politics that Saudi Arabia has. I know that Turkey and Saudi Arabia have different vested interests in Syria, but like, I didn't know that Turkey and Iran are close buddies. MAGA, my violent theocracy and literally my handjob tail. Meanwhile, Iran not fast enough, religious scholar leading superpower. Wokies are 180 from reality. Well, no, like, you gotta understand, like, wokies just hate America and they need to find pretext on why they hate it. It's not like they genuinely like Islam or that they like Iran or anything like that. They don't dislike fascism. They don't dislike borders. They just hate America, right? So, like, they want no borders for America, but they want strong borders for Ukraine. Right? Like, it's not. Let me put it this way. Like, when you actually understand what they want, it's not hypocritical. Like, it actually makes sense. SRC Baker, thank you for $20. Holy shit. You know what it is, V? It's not worth attending the feds to Hassan's door. The NSA already sucks up all the data, and a knock on the door is just giving him an opportunity to bitch that the government and my free speech. Yeah, I don't care what it says, right? Like, I generally don't care. Most people that have two neurons to rub together understand exactly what's going on. And most people will say, okay, if I said that on the internet, what would happen? Well, the FBI would have knocked at my door. Okay, yeah, so he's not being persecuted. It's just like, this is normal. However, the FBI not knocking on his door, that makes people wonder. It's like, well, why is he getting away with it? Heretic Pharaoh, thank you for the $10. No matter what happens next, I think that these moves will protect America for the next 30, 50 years, no matter who is in office. This should have been done under Bush. Yeah, there are a couple of Americans that actually understand this. Most Americans don't. I do see that even leftists, however, like even if they don't agree with the United States bullying Iran, they still basically say, yeah, you know what? I actually get a big cock just seeing how my nation places violent dictator in their spot. Like here's an example, right? You have like this gentleman by the name of Yor Huckleberry, and he is saying, I'm torn. I think the intervention in Iran is unwise. However, I'm filled with patriotic fervor that our military seems to efficiently killing bad guys. So again, like this is something that I've seen a lot of Americans express. The fact that, okay, I don't want any more wars, but like Trump is doing it so efficiently that I really can't bitch about it. It's like they're they're showing a display of awe. I guess it's something that they didn't expect. And they didn't expect because before, you have someone going to Iran like Obama, and you have like pictures with Obama bowing his head and filling Iran with a lot of money, right? And a lot of Americans had resentment to that. It's like, why is my taxpayer money basically bribing Iran so that allegedly Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons? And they would also wonder, like, do we even give a shit if Iran has nuclear weapons? Like, right? Like, is it like, okay, they have nuclear weapons, so what? So what? The reality, though, and this is why it's important for them not to have nuclear weapons. It's not that they're going to nuke the United States, okay? Like, no one is that crazy. If you use a nuke in 2026, you get 200 in return. Any person that authorizes the nuclear launch is a dead man walking, right? The international community will want him hanged. And people within his own party, people within his own faction that actually want him ousted, that are struggling for power, they too will like use that moral leverage in order to suggest that he needs to be punished and executed. So no one wants to actually nuke anyone. However, there are situations when people will press the button. And one of those situations is, for instance, if they know their capital is under attack. Like, if you know your capital is under attack, then you don't give a fuck. Because, like, you know you're dead anyway, right? Like, if the enemy catches you, you're dead. If you press the little red button, you're dead. Most people will probably understand it more in that situation. And so, like, if Iran actually did get nukes, it's not going to nuke any other countries, but like they can try to start conquering Syria, they can try to start conquering Yemen, they can start conquering like small nations in the region, because they will get emboldened, they will get embrazened, right? Because if you try to conquer it back from them, well, what do? Do you push them all the way to their capital and actually risk not doing it, right? So, like, it's a propaganda thing. However, with that out of the way, I don't think they genuinely want to get nukes. I don't believe so. Like, I think it's a good propaganda rhetoric, by first of all, by the regime, right? Because, like, up until now, the regime could say, like, we're keeping you safe, and, you know, like, we are going to have the abilities to keep you safe. And it's also a propaganda on the other side from the Americans, right? Like, whenever the Americans want a cost belly, it's like, oh, well, they're making nuclear weapons. Can you know? I mean, I don't fucking know if they are or aren't. I assume they aren't, but, like, what if they are? You know, it's... Eh. How much do you trust the CIA is the question. Anyway, SRC Baker says, not getting the knock is more a sign he is under surveillance. I won't be surprised if he is like me, and on whatever list I'm on, that I get the SSS extended security check mark on all my airline tickets. It's not necessarily that Hassan Piker may actually be under surveillance, but it is possible that the prosecutors don't want to press charges against him, simply because they are aware of the media shitshow they're going to get, and they're also aware of the fact that he has money. And, you know, it's one thing to try to arrest someone for dangerous extremist content online that's like some average schmuck, and that the public is already against him. It's another thing to try and arrest an influencer that has tens of millions of dollars to hire lawyers and is actually going to fight you in court. So they probably, like, the prosecutor there may already be a leftist, right? Because, like, Hassan is in a leftist state. Or it's possible that he just doesn't want to bother with it. So... Jessla, so many super chats, so much work. Yeah, like, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Maybe I can, like, 10 more days of this and I can get a new RAM. Look, I mean, it's expensive, right? It's not 2013 anymore. OpenAI bought all the RAM, and now OpenAI is, considering to file for bankruptcy. That would be funny. Anyway, let me show you guys something interesting. They used AI in order to make a Lord of the Rings video game. Obviously, it's really bad because it's clipped, but I really want to play this shit now. So stop what you're doing, okay? Like, stop exercising or being on the treadmill. Just look at our phone and tell me if you wouldn't play this game.
I got some errands to run. Great. Go check the horses.
3 young, healthy women want you to take them a robin.
Can I get a hot bath, please?
All right.
All right. Let's head out.
You got a problem here?
Okay.
Go.
You're going down.
Bad side of the hall.
That's what you're having.
I got some errands to run. Great. Go check the horses.
You know, I'm watching this, and I'm realizing, why aren't they making games like this? Like, why would it be so difficult for them to make an actual game like this? The thing is, like, I could have seen them making it in 2014, right? Like, back then, people were courageous. Now, they're not. And I honestly blame the women. Chat, I'm becoming like Andrew Tate. I am blaming the women. But, like, look, at some point, we have to drag a line, and we have to make an audit. We have to make an audit. Before, you had gaming companies that were staffed by incels, and they were making video games for incels. And you got video games that created new genres, right? Like, just like invented entire new genres, like for example, Warcraft 3, right? There was no video game up until that point that mixed strategy with RPG elements. None whatsoever. They created a new genre. When you had Mass Effect coming up, a new genre, like a first-person RPG with dialogue, some existed, but not to that complex level up till then. Now, we were told that diversity is better, right? Like, more ideas is better. It helps. And so, like, they had percentages for women. Like, they had to hire a female percentage and shit. And since that, what do we get? We get safetyism. Safetyism, like, instead of trying to make something new, they're going to make, like, the same game part 8. The same title part 9. They just don't want to try to risk and create something that is original, or at least is bold. You know, so like creating a GTA type game in the Lord of the Rings universe, and you're using like a Red Dead Redemption type of thing, but like in the Lord of the Rings universe, that would be so fucking cool. That would be so fucking awesome. They don't want to do it. They don't fucking want to do it. It is what it is, chat. It is what it is. It would send a fantastic message. Weak pros, yeah. I guess you have a point. No, hold on. Like, someone actually had the point. Like, Witcher 3 is like that. Yes, and look how successful Witcher 3 was. Like, holy shit, I forgot about Witcher 3. But yeah, you have a point. Yeah, like, Witcher 3 is literally like that. Now, imagine if they did Witcher 3, but with different gameplay, with different mechanics, and it's in the Lord of the Rings universe. And you can go into the Mines of Moria. You can go into the forest. Like, it's an open world type of game. You can travel everywhere. You can do, like, all these cool quests. You can play as an elf with a bow, or you can play as a dwarf with an axe and shield. You had a bunch of introverted men who hyper-focused on details most people never notice. This is actually correct. Like, I've watched the difference between Far Cry 2 and Far Cry 5. And it's very interesting. So, on the surface, Far Cry 5 looks a lot better than Far Cry 2. Like, when it comes to graphics, when it comes to the immersion, Far Cry 5 legitimately looks like a very good polished game. Now, when you look at Far Cry 2, it looks kind of bland. But when you start looking at the engine, you start looking at how the environment reacts when you shoot at things. When you look at how the enemies react, like if you in Far Cry 2 you shoot one in the leg, he falls down and other companions try to drag him to safety. The way that the fire spreads in Far Cry 2 is very realistic. And so the engines and the physics, they have a lot of love and effort, while Far Cry 5 seems like a world made out of cardboard. It doesn't have any of the love. They do not care about the details. So yes, like AJ managed to say that he does make a very good point. The previous game developers were autistic. Like, they literally cared about the smallest details. That's impossible. Games created now are almost entirely funded by BlackRock. Well, no, China doesn't have video games funded by BlackRock, and probably this is why Wukong was an excellent game. South Korea isn't funded by BlackRock. Sorry about that. I think Japan may be funded by BlackRock. I don't know what the fuck is happening there, but like, they're looking at the West, and they're like, you know what? Let's stop doing what we did up until now. Let's Westify our games. The Data Tin Man music video is still my favorite Gen AI vid. Just sent it again in DM. Don't think it's copyrighted. Too long to play entire. Maybe watch it later. I'll skip through the next stream if you like it. I will watch it after the stream. I don't know, like sometimes when I play AI videos, the system may still record copyright if the AI video generates like a random part that's already in a database. So I don't want to risk it because then I'll have to delete the stream. Anyway, let me show you like something else that they're doing, which highlights exactly what I'm saying. So they decided to. Well, I mean, there is a rumor that the new God of War game is going to have Faye as the main character. And this, like, legitimately triggered me. What the fuck? Alright. Hold on, chat. Hold on. I'm having some technical difficulties here. All right, here we go. So the new God of War game is reportedly focused on Faye as the main character, and I'm thinking like, okay, first of all, there is this trend that I've noticed where every single game, well, every single franchise at some point gets rid of the male character. So we have Uncharted. Like the last video game in the Uncharted series has Drake retiring, and now he has a daughter, and it's implied that she's going to take the mantle. The Last of Us 2 gets rid of Joel, and you get to play as Ellie and Abby. There were like several others. Hold on, like I think like there's 2 more games like that. But anyway, oh yeah, Prince of Persia. Like they got rid of the prince, and they replaced him with the chick. Now God of War, and so like you have to wonder, like, do these people think there's something wrong with men? And if yes, like, why would I fund the level of hatred towards me? Like, it's okay, like, if the story kind of takes you that place, right? Like, the story demands that, alright, well, it makes sense for a woman to step up. Like, that's fine. But you see it once, you see it twice, you see it 3 times, you see it 4 times, and at some point you gotta wonder, you know, like, are they doing this maliciously? Like, is there a point? And you find out that, yes, like, you find out that there are consultants, like Sweet Baby, that join a project that's already in the making, and they have, like, a straight white man character, and they replace it with a black woman. For no reason. Like, there's literally, like, no explanation. There's no plot reason. There's no, right? It's just like they want a black woman there. And so, like, you notice things. The second thing that really pisses me off is God of War itself. Now, the original God of War stood out because Kratos is a piece of shit. Like, Kratos is not a hero. He's actually a villain. The only reason that Kratos is a protagonist, I guess, and has, like, some redeeming qualities is because he's fighting other assholes. Like, the gods in Greece weren't nice people. And so, like, Kratos fighting them kind of makes, you know, like, at least bearable. But the idea is you play as a psychopath. You play as a piece of shit. He kills women. Like, there is a woman in Poseidon's temple that Poseidon raped, and he actually uses her as a lever to open a door and then crushes her to death. Right? Like, he is a monster by every single metric. And the fact that you get to play a game as a monster, like, you as the player, you control this evil person that you probably want to see dead, is really interesting. It's the same way Warcraft 3 worked, because, like, Arthas is also a monster, and you also control him, right? But then, the new guys, they made a new God of War. And now Kratos needs to find redemption. And now he needs to calm down. And the original developers of the game were actually pissed off about this. Like, they said in an interview, it's like, no, like, Kratos shouldn't have been changed. But the response was like, no, he needs to grow up. He needs to mature. He needs to mature. And like, why does he need to mature? Like, he's a fictional character. He actually should stay the same. Mickey Mouse isn't supposed to grow up. Daffy Duck isn't supposed to grow up. Kratos was not supposed to grow up. Like, it's fine. What they basically did, and I don't have a problem with this, but like what they basically did is making an entirely new game. Right? Like, if it wasn't Kratos and it was just a different character, no one would have complained. The thing is, like, the game isn't bad, right? Like, I'm not saying the new God of War is bad, because it's not. But it's not God of War. Like, you don't have that idea of playing with an asshole. Like, Kratos in the new God of War is a reasonable gentleman. He's actually the voice of reason and stoicism, right? And so, they already destroyed the character because they didn't like the toxic male archetype. And if they now switch it with a woman, like, at which point does it just stop being God of War? And at which point wouldn't it be better for them to just make, I don't know, the Norse Saga? Just call it the Norse Saga and have a different game where you get to play as Faye. Why do you have to ruin an IP that already existed? Like, the reason I'm saying ruin is that if I want to play another God of War with the original Kratos, I will never get to do that, right? And why? Why is it? Like, why are you taking this from me? Like, I genuinely enjoyed the experience of playing the original, and I want that experience back. But no, I can't get that experience back, and so, like, this is the problem. Sergeant Gunnery, thank you for $5. All the people from the gaming industry that defended High Guard work for companies that Tencent has stock in. Oh my goodness, I heard the cope. They had such an amazing cope, basically saying that these companies are still indies because Tencent is sponsoring everyone. And so, like, of course you get money from Tencent. That doesn't make you having a publisher. And I was like, what the fuck? Which retarded game journalist wrote something like this? Like, of course, if you take money from Tencent, you have a publisher. Like, no, what indie means is that they don't have a publisher by definition. If you take money from Tencent, it means that Tencent will have certain requirements of you, and so you can't be independent. Getting old here, says Just La Code. It seems got a video card 3 average DKA is low and no interest in starting a game. Wonder if some game will appear that will get me back into it. Yeah, I'll tell you about a game in a bit. Kingdom Under Fire was before Warcraft 3. I don't know if in Kingdom Under Fire you get to play as an asshole. I haven't played it. Anyway, there's an interesting game coming up. Well, actually, it's out, so you guys might want to check it out. I haven't invested too many hours in it, but I like the concept. So, the game is an MMO, and people say that, oh well, this is the WoW killer. I do have to say that unlike other MMOs, this one is doing something that blows my mind. Like, it makes me wonder. Well, hold on a little bit. Like, why didn't anyone else try this? So, you know how when you play World of Warcraft, the main purpose is to go to dungeons, right? Like, you want to reach the end game, and you want to do raids and dungeons. Well, this MMO kind of stole a lot of classes from Warcraft. Like, it's a blatant ripoff, I'm not going to lie. I mean, you literally have, like, the rogue class in it. But what they do is, like, it's only about dungeons. Like, literally, when you start the game, there's no leveling, there's nothing. You pick a hero, and you start going to dungeons. That's it. That's the entire game, right? And you have a tank, you have a healer, you have a DPS, and you do dungeons. Right? Multiplayer online dungeon adventure. Now, I haven't played a lot. I do have, like, some complaints with it, though. For example, the void zones and some of the spell animations are kind of hard to see. But other than that, yeah, like, you got these heroes, right? So, they released, I think, like, 2 more heroes. You start the game not by making a class and a race. You start the game by picking up a hero. And you start immediately doing dungeons, right? Like, you have this dungeon finder. And the more gear you get, you unlock other dungeons. And then you unlock more spells and abilities and talents for your hero. And there you go. Like, that's pretty much it. And it's fun. That's what I've noticed. It's fun. Now, I didn't play that much. I played only, maybe like 1 hour and 30 minutes or something like that. I haven't tried most of the heroes. But if you like World of Warcraft and you like the dungeon aspect, yeah, I think like most people probably like this as well. And every single hero, like, it's got like a gimmick. That's what I liked. For example, you know, the rogue, they have combo points. The mage has like these little buffs, you know, like you charge them up and then you do more damage. The bosses in the dungeon, they have interesting gimmicky abilities, like you need to interrupt them and shit. So if you like the old World of Warcraft, you would probably like this as well. It's called the Fellowship. And I don't know how much it costs. I think it's like $20 or something like that. Have I played Nioh 3? No, I have not. Yeah, it is kind of like a World of Warcraft MOBA. No, it's literally like that. But like the thing with World of Warcraft is that you need to invest hundreds of hours in order to be able to get to the dungeon level, right? To actually start doing some dungeons. Meanwhile, with this game, you can start playing right away, and that's pretty cool. You are not shocked that World of Warcraft is still a thing? I am actually shocked that World of Warcraft is still a thing, to be honest. I don't know who the fuck is playing it. I genuinely do not know. And the fact that it has a subscription still, it's shocking. Because if it was free to play, I'd have understood. But like every single other MMO failed. Every single one. Like, besides World of Warcraft, right now, how many MMOs are there? Like, I think there's like 2 or 3, right? But World of Warcraft still stays strong, and they still manage to rip off their player base. Like, when I say, like, they managed to rip it off, here's what I mean. First of all, you already pay a subscription. Back when World of Warcraft came out, that $15 subscription was actually a lot of money. Like, before inflation, $15 a month was pretty high. Like, take into account that a video game back then was $40, right? So, $15 just to pay a monthly game, wow. And you also had to buy all the expansion packs. Like, during the Wrath of the Lich King, there was no discount. Like, you literally had to buy Vanilla, you had to buy Burning Crusade, and you had to buy Wrath of the Lich King. You had to buy 3 games just to play it. Now, the reason it's also a ripoff is that they introduced the cash store, right? You want to change your name, you have to pay real money. You want to change your faction, you have to pay real money. You want to change your race, like, so on and so forth. Like, that was fucking mental, and people put up with it. And then, like, the real ripoff, like, the real reason that I think, like, and I still find players insane for putting up with it. I didn't. I quit the game. But the whole thing was, like, you wait for a new patch so that you have a new raid, you have a new dungeon, right? And after you finish that, you don't have anything else to do. Like, that's how the game was supposed to work. It's like, you finish the last raid instance, and then you have to wait until the new patch. Okay, but the problem is, like, they would have, like, a 1-year hiatus until a new expansion. And so, like, you know that nothing else is coming. Like, you finish Sunwell, and you know that until Mists of Pandaria, until burning the Wrath of the Lich King, there's nothing else coming. And yet you have to pay a monthly subscription. Now, why do you pay the monthly subscriptions? Well, you pay so that they can make the expansion. And when they make the expansion, they charge you another $60. And another monthly subscription. And so you're like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, I'm paying for the expansion already. And then, if I don't buy the expansion, I can't continue playing the game. Because, like, all the friends buy the expansion, and there's nothing left to do in Wrath. And so you have to then spend, like, $75, like $60 the game. $15 the monthly subscription. On top of the fact that you already paid them $15 for a year. So that's like another $100 and something so that they can make the expansion. Why did people put up with that? Like, that to me was like, what the fuck, really? Holy shit. The balls on these people. And to be honest, like, it's not surprising that they had balls. Like, everything is worth what a customer pays for, right? So, like, if people were willing to put up with that. I love that game, but it was consuming my life. No, I think, like, if you had World of Warcraft consuming your life, I think without World of Warcraft, you'd have had something else consuming your life. You just have a personality that's easily addicted to things, which is fine. You know, like, a lot of teenagers have it. Even now, they've added housing, and with it, a housing currency for the cash shop. It doesn't surprise me. You know, like, again, like, saying that people that play World of Warcraft are addicts. How are people that doom scroll on social media every single day? Like, they spend time on Twitter or on Facebook. Because I remember, like, this was the argument when I was playing World of Warcraft. And there were a lot of women that were picking on us, right? I remember, like, when we went at university, we were, like, a couple of guys that play World of Warcraft. Some of us had girlfriends, and the girlfriends were literally livid. It's like, oh, you spend so much time playing the game, you're not spending time with my tits. And I was like, bitch, listen, bitch. You go on Facebook, and you spend more than 7 hours there, and then the other 3 hours you spend on Instagram. And the other 2 hours you spend in Photoshop, okay? Like, just because you're not playing World of Warcraft doesn't mean that I don't see what the fuck you're doing. You're just as addicted as us. It's just like your addictions are supposed to be high art. You know, you uploading your titties on Facebook is artistic. It's what real human beings do. While what we are doing, because we're playing in World of Warcraft, it's the peasant level. It's disgusting. It's icky. It's immature. Like, go fuck yourself, bitch. And so, I wasn't very popular in my high school, my university, which Had 4 guys and everyone else was a girl. But I didn't enjoy putting up with their shit. No, so I wasn't very popular. Don't forget that EVE Online was also $15 a month. Oh my goodness, I never understood EVE. Like the thing with EVE, which blew my mind, was how people spent like $15,000 for a ship, and then you could literally lose the ship. Like someone could actually destroy the ship in the game, and you lose the ship, and that's it. Like it's like, what the fuck? Like really? Yes. Oh my god. Doesn't matter because V got married in a way. Well, I switched universities and I also stopped playing World of Warcraft. So in a way, they won, you know. World of Warcraft blocked Donut Operator for calling their new expansion gay. But their new expansion, to be fair, like, no, their new expansion is not gay. Their new expansion actually has a woman on the box. And she does feet and shit. Like, they actually returned to a little bit of fan service. So, if anything, their new expansion is heterosexual. The homosexual expansion was the one with the dragons. I don't know what they called it, but, like, literally, they had, like, dragons flying around and making the rainbow on the sky. And they introduced, like, dragons that look like guys in fursuits. Like, they weren't even, like, epic dragons. You didn't even have, like, a massive dragon flying around. No. Like, literally, hold on. Let me show you what they did. Like, this is just embarrassing. So, World of Warcraft Dragonkin, right? Dragonflight, it was what they call the expansion. Yeah, okay, so, tell me that this doesn't look like something you would see at a furry convention. Right? I mean, dude, it literally looks like a guy in a fursuit. There's nothing epic about it. There's nothing cool about it. There's nothing wow. It's literally a guy in a fursuit. Like, the Worgen class actually looks better. You know, like, World of Warcraft does have furries. Like, it's got the Tauren, it's got the Pandaren, it's got the... Right? But, like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck? Like, this is... No. No, absolutely not. Jesus fucking Christ. The fuck? Ah, my Iranian money is here. Thank you, Jankus. Thank you. One on the left, shoulders nerd slouched. Yes, like, seriously, the thing that bothers me is that World of Warcraft actually does have, like, cool dragons. Like, it has Alexstrasza, it's got the, you know, the Dragonflight and shit. Like, you can make, like, really cool dragons. Like, for example, this is how I would have made the class, you know? Like, you make the class look like humans, but you give them abilities. So, like, every now and then, you have, like, a cooldown. Like, let's say an ability that you can use, like, once every 30 seconds. And you transform into something like this. And then it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Like, that's a class that I want to play. And when you want to fly around, right? When instead of, like, joining your fly mount, you turn into a dragon. Yeah, okay, like, that would be cool. But, like, what the fuck was that shit? Jesus. Even the Worgen is not that bad. Yeah, total scaly design. Like, even the furries, like, look, I've been a furry, okay? That was not something I want to see in a video game. That would be something that I could just see in real life at a fur convention. Right? Like, video games should be amazing. The dragon people from Rage of Bahamut. Oh, I remember that, yeah. I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Bard Monk, who was White Dragonborn. Anime dragon-style girls with horns, wigs, and tail. I wouldn't even go with that, because, like, no, listen. You gotta keep the IP separate, right? Like, anime is anime. World of Warcraft is Western shit. I don't want to see Western shit in anime, and I don't want to see anime in Western shit. Like, Warcraft is about sexy night elves with eye tattoos and jungle hair. Okay? That's what I want to see in Warcraft. I don't want to see anime girls in Warcraft. No. Amalgamite is that. Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. Amalgamite is that. Shit. I was done with WoW when they added the panda. The thing with the panda though, look, I don't blame them. I genuinely like don't blame them for Mist of Pandaria, because like the whole thing, Warcraft 3 actually had the Pandaren hero. I don't know why they added it. Like maybe one of the developers was a big fan of Kung Fu Panda or something like that. But Warcraft 3 added a panda hero. And since that time, like everyone wanted a Pandaren in WoW. Like everyone wanted that, right? But the problem is like how they did it. Like you make the first Warcraft, which was pretty epic, right? You then up it up with the second one. And then after that, you go to, and you kill the Lich King, which, based on Warcraft 3 lore, like, you're already killing the bad guy. And so, like, people were hyped for something more, like, they wanted extra, and instead they add Mist of Pandaria, and it's kind of like a letdown. Had they added Mist of Pandaria in the second expansion, and then they would have gone with 3 with the Burning Crusade, and 4 would have been, right? That would have been received differently. But yeah, Viet was for China. But here's the thing, I don't mind it if it's for China. Like, China has made Wukong, right? Like, Wukong is a good game. Like, China has, like, really cool fantasy lore. Warcraft 3 was with Norse mythology in mind, right? Like, Warcraft 3 was Norway and shit. So, like, okay, you make a game with China in mind, that's fine. No, like, that's fine. If it's, like, made within the universe and stuff, I didn't mind that. Warcraft 3 is older than Kung Fu Panda? I'm going to check. No fucking way. You may be right, though. You may be right. So let me see. When was Kung Fu Panda made? Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda was released in 2008. Now let's see when Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne came out. So Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne 2003. Okay, so Kung Fu Panda probably got inspired by Warcraft 3. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know. Pandaren was on the proposed races for the Alliance in Burning Crusade before they settled on the Draenei. Yeah, like a lot of people genuinely wanted Pandaren. I remember the forums. Like I used to go on the forums back then. I had a major guild in the European Union. And a lot of people wanted Pandarens, so it's not surprising. How the hell did you guys end up talking about Warcraft 3? I don't know, it just came up. Panda should have been one of the animals you can pick as a druid. That would have been interesting, yeah, like if you could play as a druid, as a Panda, yeah, it would have been fun. They added as marketing for China. Probably, I don't know. Still, like, I don't mind Chinese lore, right? Like Chinese fantasy is actually pretty fucking cool. Like you get the noodle dragons, the lunar festival looks nice, right? Like I'm not hyping China or anything, but like for me, Chinese lore is the same like Greek lore, you know, like God of War, right? Like you have like the Greek pantheon and the legends of Olympus and shit. The Norse, the Egyptians. Right? So, like, adding, like, Chinese mythology in a video game is not a bad idea. Age of Mythology did it. Like, they have the Chinese Empire, and it looks pretty cool. Everyone hit like, well, thank you, Jesla, but unfortunately, I was just about to end the show. Because I do need to do some other things. I'll probably upload the videos on my other channels in a bit. And yes, we ended up talking about Warcraft. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the conversation. I'm actually considering if I should replay Warcraft. Like, what do you guys think, huh? I don't know why, but like I just got the itch. And I'm curious to see like how bad the game is it. I haven't played it in 14 years, I believe. I may give it a try. Because I saw they got, like, the evil waifu with her feet and shit, and she looks kind of cool. Anyway, chat, let me know what you think. If I should play Warcraft or not, put it in the comment section. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.